The Lord be with you. This is the reading of the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus went to his own part of the country, followed by his disciples. And when the Sabbath came, Jesus began to teach in the synagogue in a way that kept his large audience amazed. They said, "Where did Jesus get all of this? What kind of wisdom is Jesus endowed with? How is it such miraculous deeds are accomplished by Jesus' hands? Isn't this the carpenter, the son of Mary, the brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? Aren't Jesus' sisters our neighbors?" They found Jesus too much for them. Jesus' response to all of this was, "No prophet is without honor, except in his native place, among his own family, and in his own house." Jesus could work no miracle there apart from curing a few who were sick by laying hands on them. So much did their lack of faith distress him. Jesus made the rounds of neighboring villages instead and spent his time teaching. The Gospel of the Lord. I meditated on this gospel in light of this event. In light of this event, not only the sacrament of baptism, but in light of the event of this extended family of families gathering from near and far, Nebraska and Tennessee, and maybe even further. So, the importance of family at the baptism of members of the family is absolutely essential. And so, to great trouble and expense, do you all come here, and we are honored to have you. The gospel is about Jesus coming home, okay, to his own hometown where he was raised, where all of his family was, okay, and that he got up to speak in the synagogue, okay. So let's picture, this is the synagogue in Nazareth, and it's an overflow crowd there to see Jesus. And all of Jesus' family is there. And everybody who watched him grow up there, and everybody who knew him as a carpenter there, and everybody who knew him that these hands of Jesus are not to make miracles, they are to work with wood. And out of his mouth comes the teaching of what everyone in the room is to believe and to practice. Okay? But they couldn't get it out of their heads that the Jesus they knew before and did not recognize in him the Messiah standing before them is the Messiah, the Son of God, sent to tell the truth about God to the world, and sent to work miracles, but only to those who have faith. Because the lack of faith in the room distressed Jesus so much, he could not work a miracle. Let's pause on that a moment. For God to work miracles, God requires faith on our part. Amen? Let's have a big amen on that. For God to work miracles in our midst, for our families, for our community, we have to have faith. Amen? Amen. Amen. So how important is it that we hand on our faith to our children and our children's children, and we do that in the company of our families? Amen. Amen. That's what I'm saying. That what we witness here, and hopefully what we witness the same in our own families, given our own culture, our own customs, our own family dynamic, it's basically the same, okay? In terms of the love and in terms of the faith, okay? I was blessed to be given faith from birth, amen? I was baptized within minutes of my birth at Sisters Hospital in St. Joe, Missouri, by a nun. Because there wasn't a priest in the operating room. She was the nurse. Okay. I have faith because my parents and their parents and their parents and their parents and their parents, on and on, had faith. So I inherited that, and what I do with that, obviously, in my own life, is my responsibility. Okay? But I don't start from scratch. Amen? And neither do these guys. You know? Neither do these guys. Okay? And I think I asked you, just last week, about miracles and how many have witnessed miracles. Okay? I'll bring that up again today. The requirement of faith to witness miracles in our midst. Amen?